Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. I'm David Ward with the New Vision program, just sharing with you an Echo tip this week dealing with calendars. That's right, keeping up with your schedule. Many around the world are dealing with the pandemic and having to work from home. Kids are at home, online, school. The importance of a regimen and a schedule are perhaps more important than ever, especially when we're all maybe crowded into the same home. So we're going to tackle some advanced calendar features you can use today on your Amazon Echo. But before we get into that, we're going to take a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, welcome back. For our new listeners, we'd like to welcome you. And for those that have been listening for some time, we'd like to thank you for continuing to listen. It's good to have you with us. For those of you who are new, my name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, based here in Southwest Virginia. But in particular, we were just going to highlight today about our calendar. With the coronavirus affecting communities around the world and many having to shelter in place, different things they need to do to stay home, work from home, maybe having to do telecommuting, maybe the kids are at home and doing online school, so many things like that. The importance of having a regimen, a calendar, keeping track of things is probably more important than ever. And who better to help you with that when you're at home than your little Pringle can friend, the Amazon Echo. And so we're going to talk a little bit today. Now, just to recap some past episodes in Season 1 and 2, you can connect your Amazon Echo to a Google Calendar, a Microsoft Calendar, an Apple Calendar, or even a Microsoft Exchange Calendar. And those are the two Microsoft venues are two subtle ends, I think, of the same thing. One's more business-oriented, one's more consumer-oriented. But once you connect your Echo to those calendars, your calendar can be synchronized. So you can have it on your smartphone, like your iPhone, walk over and look at it. You add something, and you can walk over to your Echo and ask, and it will instantly have access to the same information. So that's really cool. That's a neat way to keep informed. And maybe you can even connect different calendars. For example, I have, let's say your kids have a school calendar, their online school calendar. You can connect that, and you can stay informed with what's going on as well. But one of the big challenges is just searching the calendar. How do you search the calendar? Okay, you know how to add an appointment, maybe how to even delete an appointment. Let's look at searching, because one of the things is I can ask her what's going on today. That's pretty simple, but how do I not know what day to ask for? I know there's a doctor's appointment, but I don't know when. So we're going to look at that real quick. Before I do that, if you have an Amazon Echo in your room with you, you'll probably want to shut her ears off so that when I'm doing the demonstration, it doesn't trigger your Amazon Echo at home. Now, if you're listening on that particular Echo, I think she'll deaden the audio so that she won't respond, but if you have a different Echo in the room, you probably want to shut her ears off. So there's a mute button on the top of your typical Echo Dot or Pringle can Echoes, the bigger ones. It has a silhouetted microphone with a slash through it. Just press that button. She'll make a thump sound, and the ring will turn red. That means her ears are off, and she won't respond. Alternatively, if you have one with a screen on it like the show, on the top rim of the show at the top of the screen, there should be a button on the far left, and that does the same thing. It shuts her ears off, and it'll put a red bar up across the bottom of the screen that tells you her ears are off. So I'll give everybody just a second to do that, and hopefully everybody's got it. Uno momento, just a little bit of time here. Okay, hopefully everybody's got a chance to do it. All right, so let's press on. So let's say I want to search my calendar for something and I don't remember what it is. For example, I'm going to be playing virtual board games with some friends over Zoom later. But when did we schedule to do it? Well, let's find out. Alexa, search my calendar for board games.
Here's what I found related to that. Virtual board game on April 21st at 7 p.m.
Okay, there you go. Instantly, I got it. Now, let's say I want to delete this. And in times past, in the first year of the Amazon Echo, you couldn't delete things off your calendar, but now you can. You could say, Alexa, delete board games off my calendar.
Delete virtual board game at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 21st, right?
Right.
Okay. Done.
Okay, now let's try something else. Let's say I had a webinar I was going to attend. Now, I might have multiple webinars I was going to attend, but if I just say the phrase webinar, it should pull either the first one or all of them. I think it'll pull all of them. Let's give it a try. Alexa, search calendar for webinar.
Here's what I found related to that. Don't forget you have a webinar later today, on Tuesday at 9 a.m. and computer repair webinar, on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Thanks for your feedback.
Okay, so it gave me at least, it sounded like one or two listings there. And so there you go. It got it. And so that's pretty handy as well. Now here's just an additional phrasing I thought I'd mention. Apart from your calendar, you also have what's called reminders. Now, reminders are basically self-erasing. Once the time has passed, they're done and they're gone. But the other difference is they ding at you. The calendar does not ding at you. So you can set a reminder for, say, 9 a.m., take medication. It'll go ding, 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 take medication, or whatever label you set. And it'll do that at least twice, and it'll also ding on your phone. But those are two kind of separate siloed things generally, the calendar and then the reminders. But you can actually run a search across both of them, and the phrase you would use is appointments. So you could say, Alexa, search appointments for webinar.
Here's what I found related to that. Don't forget you have a webinar later today, on Tuesday at 9 a.m. and computer repair webinar, on Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Okay, all right. So it didn't clearly delineate those. Hopefully that's something that will improve in the future. But you could tell that the first one was a reminder at 9 a.m. to remind me of something later in the future. Don't forget webinar. And that would be what it would ding ding tell me. But it's kind of handy that you can run a search against both, just in case maybe you're mixing and matching the way you use those functions. You can still isolate and find what you're looking for. So anyway, that's just some advanced calendaring features that might help you and your family in these difficult times to keep up with your schedule. I'm once again David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening. Our next episode will be dealing with how to stay in touch. So with many of us staying at home, needing, maybe wanting to communicate with family or friends, how can we use our Amazon Echo to stay in touch? We'll talk about phone calls, call conferencing, Skype, different things like that in our next episode. But until that time, it's time to turn your microphone back on your Amazon Echo. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a non-profit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.